you have to have that from your quarterback. And then when the few times that the quarterback doesn't perform at that consistently high level, someone's got to pick him up. Well, what you've got going on now is the quarterback's not playing well. The receivers aren't playing well. The offensive line's not playing well. The backs aren't playing well. The play calls aren't working. The interior defensive line has been a huge disappointment this year. You're never sure what you're getting out of the safeties on the back end. The corners are all beat up. They're down Savage, who should play this week, but they were down Savage. They're down Campbell, who's got at least 2 more weeks to go.
Jarian went out early.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got Monteric Brown starting on the outside, who's okay, but you don't want to have Monteric Brown starting on the outside. If you did want to have Monteric Brown as your starting corner, you wouldn't have drafted Jarian Jones.
You wouldn't have signed Ronald Darby.
Exactly. So, look. It's never I say this all the time. It's never one thing. Everybody wants one thing. But if you want to make an argument that it's the quarterback, you can make that argument. You want to make the argument it's the GM? Absolutely. The coach? Absolutely. Offensive line? Absolutely.
And that's the problem.
Correct.
It's widespread, systemic from top to bottom. And this is a year where Shad Khan put out there that he feels it's the most talented team in history of the franchise. Thought that was silly at the time, but even I could understand if he just said in my tenure. He could feel that way about it, and that they had to get results this year. So, how far does this continue? How far can this continue without Shad Khan stepping in and doing something about it? Like, people are calling for, heads to roll now. I didn't expect it. And once, you get past the initial first day, it's not going to happen that week. And so, obviously, they go to Houston. If they win, we're feeling better about ourselves. But if they lose by a significant amount, if they get handled like they did against the Buffalo Bills, and I know you don't think that is as likely to happen this week, but if it does, what happens?
I think the furor from the public and the media cranks up a notch. But what have we seen from Shad in his 12 years? He is a very deliberate person in terms of making sure he has all the information.
We've also never seen a Shad Khan that says, hey, read my lips.
Exactly. But who is telling him that he believed that? He's not a football guy. We know Shad's not a football guy.
We say that, but that doesn't mean he can't, over the last 15 years, have picked up a little semblance of how, what's good and what's bad in the National Football League.
But what I would say is, for Shad to say that, and what he do. Did he really believe that that's the best team that's ever been assembled here in Jacksonville? If he meant in his tenure, like you said, which I kind of think is what he meant, okay, but probably should have said that. But I wonder if part of that also was to show a little bit of faith in his head coach and the players after a disappointing season last year. They're riding this huge wave of positivity after getting the stadium done and securing the long-term future of the franchise. And, it was the night before camp started when enthusiasm around the league is at its all-time high. Look, there's no question when he said it and then doubled down on it that puts an immense amount of pressure on the head coach and the players. But, that's not a bad thing. It's the NFL. I mean, you're in this thing to win games. That's the only reason you're doing this.
Is Trevor Lawrence not handling the pressure of everything that comes with being the $275 million guy?
I don't think that's the issue. I think he's pressing at
Why?
this point. Because he's trying to make plays. He's trying to pull these guys out of this funk, and he's trying to do too much on every single play. I think the head coach hinted at that. Trevor says, no, I'm not pressing. But, it's hard when you watch him play. Nothing looks easy.
I agree with that.
It is hard. And when it's hard, I think there's factors for it. I think he's lost confidence. He won't say it. No one would say it. But I think he's lost some confidence in that offensive line. When a quarterback is bailing out early, it's not because he's afraid of getting hit. Because we know Trevor is not afraid of getting hit. He stood in and taken some monster shots. And he, despite what everybody seems to think, he moves really well in the pocket. He has good pocket presence. But at this point, if he's bailing out early, it's because he has no confidence in that offensive line.
Oh, I think there are times when
And he
looks completely cumbersome in the pocket. Like, you
yeah,
know.
he hasn't looked himself at all this year. At all. And look, there is no reason for him to have confidence in that offensive line. Now, the problem is you get a clean pocket like the throw to Brian Thomas. Why do I do that?
Don't know.
Do I know a Brian Johnson?
Don't know.
I must know a Brian Johnson. BTJ, the throw to BTJ, you got a clean pocket. That's as clean a pocket as you could ever get as an NFL quarterback, save for the entire defensive line falling down. You got to make that throw.
Of course you do.
I mean, that is in 99.999% completion rate for starting quarterbacks in the NFL on that throw, and he just flat missed it. But that's sort of indicative of how this season's going wrong. Like even the easy plays are hard for them to make.
All right, we got to take a timeout here. Just getting started today. You can be a part of it if you like. Today's Chad and Sandy Real Estate question of the day asks, how many wins did you predict for the Jacksonville Jaguars before the season, and how many do you expect now? So how have your expectations changed in only 3 weeks? You can hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at ESPN Duraco, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
Good morning, Young Pockets.
Good morning.
All right, that's all I got for you.
Yeah.
Breakfast Bowl, about an hour away, so we'll look forward to that. We'll hear from Doug Peterson and see if sounds like he's got any answers to the Jags' myriad problems. If you want to be a part of the program, 641-1010 on the Garber Automall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, or hit us up in the YouTube virtual studio chat as well. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Mike Duraco, Dylan Denmark. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
I want winners.
Who really wants to win?
Who's a winner? I said, who's a winner?
1010XL.
I want winners.
92.5 FM.
Winning feels good. I really like winning.
Now, the Florida State Seminole Report. Brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team.
A fourth quarter go-ahead touchdown and several late defensive stops helped lead Florida State to a 14-9 victory over Cal. Quarterback DJ Uwe Ungugale was 16 for 27 for 177 yards with one touchdown pass and surpassed 10,000 career passing yards in the win. Up next, Florida State travels to Dallas to face another ACC newcomer in SMU. I'm RJ Saunders with your Ag Pro Seminole Report.
The kickoff to savings event is here at AgPro. Through September 30th, we're offering 0 down and 0% for 84 months on John Deere compact tractors. Get a 1025R tractor with loader for just $279.99 per month, or a 3025E tractor with loader for only $349.99 per month. Visit your local AgPro store today. Offer ends September 30th. Limited time offer. Some exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the 4th annual Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 4th through 6th at Timuquana Country Club. Get your tickets now, starting at just $25 for grounds passes. And if you're a country music fan, grab your tickets to see Brothers Osborne at Daly's Place Tuesday, October 1st for the Furyk Foundation concert sponsored by Ring Power. Learn everything you need to know at ConstellationFurykandFriends.com.
You're locked into Jaguars Today Thursday with Cannons of Jacksonville.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Mia O'Brien.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
On Helmets and Heels, noon to 2.
I swear to you, I know her.
Then there's the 1010XL video and social media channels.
I would know her voice anywhere.
All Things Mia is driven by Arlington Toyota.
On 1010XL.
Are you tired of having a plain and boring backyard? Really want to impress your family and friends this year? Then stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway. Imagine hosting guests at your new outdoor kitchen, relaxing by your custom-built fireplace under a brand new pergola. Stone Core can also remodel your old pool deck and beautiful new pavers. Make your backyard wishes a reality. Visit Stone Core on Phillips Highway and let's get started at stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O. If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook app, and they're so stoked for the kickoff of the season. You know why? Because never before in September have you been able to legally bet on football. This year, for the first time ever, people in Florida can bet on ball. College kicks off this weekend with a big bunch of games, and all you have to do to get started is download the Hard Rock Bet app or go online at hardrock.bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Ever wonder how you can transform your living spaces into captivating works of art? At First Coast Lighting and Fans, they offer a huge selection of high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness. Visit their showroom on Phillips Highway at the Avenues and step into a world of quality without compromise. Discover the difference that locally owned expertise makes and let them help you experience the transformation from average to extraordinary. At First Coast Lighting and Fans.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer. I-9 Sports wants to make sure kids all over the First Coast can enjoy growing up on a field or in a gym. And right now, fall and winter registration is open. Find out what I-9 Sports offers across Duval, Clay, and St. John's. I9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
1 second left. Packers are ready to score. Will your business defense hold? Double-check cybersecurity stops threats 24/7. Don't wait. Visit doublecheck.com today to schedule your free security consultation. Act now and stay protected.
If you want someone who will pump out the problems, vote for the Duck.
Call DuckDuckRooter, your 5-star Google-rated septic company. DuckDuckRooter.com.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. DuckDuckRooter.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Get up on it.
Mike DeRocco is powered by Lickety Split AC, Plumbing and Electric on 1010XL.
All right, we'll hear from the head man himself. Got to get that Doug Peterson audio rolling while it's still available to Jaguar audience. Well, I mean, I'm saying, you never know. A lot of things can happen. Life comes at you fast, right?
It sure does, Ferris.
It does. I do think that, blowout loss this week opens the door to anything. But if you survive this week, you got the whole, we're going to put Coughlin in the pride, throwback. You know what I mean? Do you want to step on that narrative? And you may say, well, it doesn't matter. If it's time to go, it's time to go. But owners do think about things more than just.
Right. That's why I wouldn't think that it would happen next week, even if he did get blown. Because that's the week to celebrate Tom Coughlin.
That's fine. You lose 31-3. And I don't know why that number sticks in my head, but then your offense has gone 17, 13, 10, 3, or 10, 7, or so. If it's like that and keeps getting progressively worse and you're not responding, and even worse, D-Rock, if they come out looking flat again, because I think most people, just the eyeball test, feel like that's how they've looked for the last 2 weeks. You had your home opener. Okay, now we're an angry 0-2, right? We're going to come out and show them on national TV. And you gave up 5 touchdowns on 5 drives in the first half. The defense didn't make the trip. The offense continues to regress.
if they come out, regardless of what happens this week, if they come out against the Colts, who haven't won in Jack since 2014, on the day that Tom Coughlin's going in the Pride, wearing the throwback uniforms, and I'm sure that even if there will be a reduced crowd there, I'm sure people will have decided I'm done with this team and won't be coming
at 0-4 if they're
0-4. But if they come out and there's no juice at that game, then that's a really, really, really bad problem.
But then you go to London. You're not going to put an interim coach in that position either.
Nope.
Right? So, and then the teams you're playing right now, I'm not
should beat them both. Theory.
You should.
In theory.
And that's the thing, right? Like almost not the problem, but you don't fire a coach coming off a 2-game winning streak, right? So they could not necessarily right the ship, but beat some really lowly teams and,
look, if you somehow
turn the arrow around,
some way, find a way to win this game in Houston.
Oh, here we go.
It's not out of the question that they could be coming back from London 4-3. It's not.
It's not.
It's
You're
not.
right. But I feel
it's
like,
unrealistic.
Tony, I feel like every week we do this, though, right? If they can just
I'm
find
trying
a way
to be
Buffalo,
positive here, man.
and
That guy said last week, I'm always negative, and I'm trying to be positive.
Why are you letting
here.
that bother you? Be right.
I'm not. It doesn't bother me.
React to the reality of the situation. Like, we're asking, what do you think the record's going to be now that they're 0-3 and whatever's going to be facing them is facing them?
Right. Most people didn't have them going 3-0.
No. It's not like them being 0-3 is as big a shock as the way they've gotten 0-3.
Right.
That's the problem.
Like, that's what the reaction is right now. I had them at, I think, 10, maybe 11 wins. I can't remember exactly, but it was somewhere in there. 10 or 11 wins, and I just looked through the rest of the games on the schedule, and I want to say 4, and I think the high watermark for me right now in my head is 6.
I think it might be 7, but I don't really expect them to get there.
Yeah.
Like, I could see, I'm looking at them in clusters of games, like the final 5 games of the season. I could see them winning 3 of those games, But then again, if you get to that point and your record is so abysmal,
off the rails,
that guys have mentally checked out, that those winnable games all of a sudden become laughers for the opposition, right? If they have something to play for in those circumstances. So who knows? But today, that's what we're asking you. What were your preseason expectations or before week 1 in terms of win total, and what has changed since then? How many more or fewer do you expect them to win now? Let's get to Carter in Greenville, South Carolina at 641-1010. And then we've got some Doug Peterson audio to get to immediately follow that. Carter, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. You got me?
Yeah.
I'm traveling to the game in Houston this weekend. It's a trip I've been looking forward to for a long time, and obviously my expectations are going down the drain here in the last couple of weeks. I'm just kind of wondering, what should I be expecting? Should I just be hoping for us to look competitive and play a decent game against the division rival, or am I just hoping for Trevor to look competent? What do I have to look forward to for the trip this weekend, I guess?
Look, if I'm making the trip, I'm hoping they win, right? That's what I'm looking forward to. Like saying, hey, we went in there last year when Houston looked like, oh, they're the world beater now, right? And they went in there and handled their business, and they got the W and played well. And, I mean, if you're already at the point where, I just hope Trevor doesn't look terrible, what's that to root for? You know what I mean? It's early enough in the season.
Sure hope they don't get hit by a bus crossing the street. It's the same thing.
Go in there and hope they wreck C.J. Stroud's day. Root for that. Root for the pass rush to finally show up on a consistent basis this year. Root for the team to play to what their talent level is. And maybe they are. Maybe they're just vastly overestimated by all of us. But I don't think that they're this bad on paper, Tone.
Yeah, I think you can look at it and say they should have been able to do it in week 1 and 2 against those offensive lines. Their defensive line should have been able to stand out in one of those games. They didn't, right? But they have another opportunity on Sunday. Houston's offensive line has not been great.
No, they've given up 11 sacks to C.J. Stroud.
Right, to this point this year. It's not like that unit is killing people week to week. So there should be an opportunity for guys like Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker to have a big impact on the game this week. Now, you can look at it going into the game and think, yeah, that's something where they should be able to get something done. They've had those opportunities before this year and haven't gotten it done. The snarky part of me when he asked the question was like, well, the food was good in Houston. You know, when I was there for a week for the Super Bowl, I remember that.
The Super Bowl food was great. I don't remember the press box food as much, but
it's
I'm
good
sure
press box food.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I've been there a few times. I guess it doesn't stand out in my mind. But no, I mean, you should be going, Carter, with the hope that the Jags wreck the Texans' day, right? And to go
that
win
opens
in another team's
so
stadium.
much. If they do win this week, it opens everything back up for you.
At least it gives you some semblance of your hope back, right? Because that's the most important. If there was one game that was the most important than the first four, now you can't look at it that way because winning 1 out of 4 is not acceptable. But truly, if you're only going to win one, this is the one to win.
You'd be one game behind the Texans, who have now lost 2 in a row, and the second one of those was at home against you. Like, the swing potentially for the season, if they were to find a way, right, to win this week. But 0-4, especially if it's embarrassing again this week, would be, whew.
Carter, go bring us some luck and get a W in Houston, man.
We're pulling for it,
rooting
man.
for it. All right, let's get to a few thoughts from Doug Peterson on Trevor Lawrence here. This is where we'll begin. Asked a comment yesterday on the fact that Trevor has presided over an 8-game personal losing streak as the starter.
It's kind of surprising, obviously. For me personally, you try to pinpoint exactly what it is. Is it him? Is it the team? Is it injuries? Is it what is it? And I think it's everything. I think it's a culmination of everything, and something that we got to continue to work through. And look, there's going to be adversity in this league. You're going to be faced with it, year in and year out. But it's how you bounce back from it, fight through it. Because obviously, head coach, quarterback are going to get all the criticism, and we have to work through that together.
Look, I do think I can separate them myself, kind of mentally. Like what happened last year, Trevor was all beat up. There was a set of circumstances, but now, Tony, as they start piling up, and you're like, well, I haven't won in this many games, right? Even though, like, to me, it's separate losing streaks for me personally because of the conditions. This is a healthy Trevor with a fresh team that was healthy heading into the season, and this is disappointing in its own right. But I do think when you get to a certain point and you can start adding those together, it doesn't really matter what the circumstances were.
Look, it's the same player who had a 13-3 run, right? When they were 8-3 at that point, like he's the same player who had that kind of run as the quarterback for this franchise, and that's why he got the extension. Is that they see that's the guy he's going to be going into the future. Well, that hadn't shown up early here in 2024, and obviously he looks like a player that's playing with a bunch of pressure, and the coach was asked yesterday again how he feels like Trevor has handled this 0-8 streak.
He's handling it really well. He's taking ownership in his play, which he should. He's not pointing a finger or he's, if anything, he's pointing it at himself. And that's where it has to start, and then you work from there. And he's really embraced that, and I keep just encouraging him to take the lead with the team. And sometimes you got to be vulnerable, right? As a leader, especially when you're going through stretches like we're going through right now, and be honest with yourself and take the criticism. But at the same time, I see him, working in practice, working with his players, working with us as coaches. The communication is always at an utmost high. You just slowly dig yourself out.
All right, we'll hear from more from Doug Peterson on Trevor Lawrence, including whether or not he thinks Trevor's trying to do too much when we return here in a moment. More of your calls to 641-1010 as well. Mike DeRocco in studio with us on this Thursday Breakfast Bowl morning here. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey for Pella Windows and Doors. Man, I hope you have some hurricane-resistant windows from Pella. Maybe not for this storm, but storm season's coming. Pella has got durable, beautiful, fantastic products. Just ask Consumer Reports. They rate them number 1 in all the major window categories. Elegance, energy efficient, they got it all. Whatever you want. I've got them in my house, and they're the folks that I trust to do the job right. And this weekend, you can stop by the Pella booth at the Jacksonville Home and Patio Show and get a special home show discount for your next Pella project. Check them out online at PellaJacks.com or stop by the showroom on Phillips Highway. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle with lifetime warranty, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Best price, best payment, best trade-in value, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. With a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there is always a little room for wiggle.
Sunshine, a car wash committed to superior customer service, like including bug prep done for you every time. Experience the difference, starting at just $10 at Liquid Sunshine Car Wash on Southside near Hogan Road.
Jaguars Today Thursday is hitched to Cannons of Jacksonville for all your towing needs.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and it is hot out there. You know that, Greg. But Honda has a plan for you on or off the road.
They do. There's a ton of Honda scooters, Honda mini motos, great for the beach. Also get you out in the woods with a Honda side-by-side. Plenty to do and stay cool.
Yeah, four-wheelers, and you can trick them out.
We can. From stereo systems to big builds, we do it all.
Everything's there for you to see. CyclesofJacksonville.com online or on Atlantic near Regency. Check out Cycles of Jacksonville.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Get more Garnet and Gold on the Seminole Report.
Follow the Seminole Warpath to college football glory.
Brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team. Stay close to the Seminoles with the Florida State Seminole Report on 1010XL.
Hey, there's a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event going on right now at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Monahan's is known for its natural diamonds and gemstones, but we've had so much demand for lab-grown diamonds that now through the end of September, Monahan Jewelers is having a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event. We've brought in a huge selection of lab-grown diamonds and jewelry to meet this incredible demand. Lab-grown diamond sales event now through the end of September at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a dust bunny breeder from Jacksonville, Florida, meets Steve Johnson. Welcome to the show, Steve.
It's great to be here, Alex.
Yeah, you don't have to answer in the form of a question, Steve.
What is this game show?
See, that's another question.
Are you going to ask me about air conditioners?
Yeah, okay. How about we just send the Bueller guys over and you can annoy them with all your questions? Johnny?
That's right, Steve. Bueller Air and Plumbing can answer all your air conditioning questions, repair options, replacement models, and how to make your AC last longer while saving electricity, making sure you are cool.
Where is the parking lot?
You're killing me, Steve.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Sports fans, JJ LaSalva here. When I need to send my bride flowers or a plant for birthdays or anniversaries, I always go with Kuhn Flowers. After all, they've been the leading florist in these parts for over 75 years. You can always rely on Kuhn Flowers.
It's time to take it back to the 90s, Jags fans. Be at the bank Sunday, October 6th, as we debut our Prowler throwback jerseys against the Colts and induct legendary head coach Tom Coughlin into the pride of the Jaguars at halftime. Kick off the set for 1 p.m. You're not going to want to miss this matchup. Lock in your seats now by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Monteric Brown was a man on a mission in the Queen City. The Jacksonville cornerback recorded a team-high 7 total tackles versus the Bills, 4 of which were solo. You never have to ask what Brown can do for you because he'll deliver time and time again. Monteric Brown is your Superior Fence and Rail's defensive player of the game.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic. My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars went 1-15 back in 2020. Is this year's team headed there? Hicken and Prosser disagree.
Well, no, Dan.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not anywhere near
They
that team.
suck.
They
Jeff.
don't suck that bad.
They're 0-3,
They're
Jeff.
0-3.
They suck.
You're saying they're as bad as 1-15 team.
Right now they are.
No.
Right now they got the first pick in the draft there, expert.
Who's being an expert?
You.
Why are you being like that?
I'm tired of it all.
Tired of me.
Call it like you see it. They stink.
Yeah.
He's being Holy
emotional.
smokes.
Yeah, it's going crazy.
It's ridiculous what we've watched.
Trevor's going to be fine. No one's...
Play better!
I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mike DeRocco is powered by Lickety Split AC, Plumbing and Electric on 1010XL.
Tony Smith, Mike DeRocco, Mike Dempsey, Dylan Denmark here with you as we are a little over a half hour away from Breakfast Bowl Week 4. And I know it's getting to a point, D-Rock, where you're having to put together a budget before we start the season. For Breakfast Bowls is at least the way that it feels, but back-to-back weeks, my friend.
Yeah,
kind of get ready for Week 4. Yeah,
yeah, not good.
It's not been pretty to this point. As
what do you say? It's not been pretty since I walked back in the room. What are we talking about?
We were talking about the Breakfast Bowl. That's it.
Oh,
yes, the Breakfast Bowl. Yes.
So sorry, Tony.
Breakfast Bowl has been ugly, is what it's been for D-Rock to this point. I'm having a good time. Breakfast Bowl is a good time.
I met Michael DeRocco at Anchor Bar, and he devoured 10 wings like in the time of a 3 and out.
Dude, they were good wings. What do you want?
What's O'Halloran
Well,
doing?
he didn't say a Jaguars 3 and out. He just said a 3 and out. So
Let's
that
be
could
honest. This is
much longer.
A Jaguar 3 and out is, I don't know, that's pretty quick, man.
That's what I'm saying. It could be a little bit longer than that.
The upset in that is that you guys met somewhere other than McDonald's. Right? Am I wrong here? That's O'Halloran. I thought,
Well, night before went to Bar Bill's for wings for dinner.
So he had settled in on wings.
Well, no, he didn't join us. He didn't come to dinner the night before. It was me and Demetrius Harvey went to dinner. Gabe Davis told us to go to Bar Bill's. And they're pretty good. And the Anchor Bar wings, because it's Buffalo and you want to try it, they were pretty good too. So yeah.
Wings are wings. That's how I
see. I like my wings extra crispy, and I can't really eat them if they're not extra crispy, and they nailed it both times.
Okay.
So that's how I sort of evaluate.
I'm glad you're happy.
I was happy.
I'm a fan of Mr. Chubby's here in town.
Yeah,
You ever
the
had
big
their wings?
Yeah.
They're really
yeah.
outstanding. Free plug for them.
Yeah.
Didn't ask me to mention, but I really am. I'm not a big wing eater. Like, I like them, you know what I mean? But it's not like I got to have wings every 2 weeks or something like that. It's just not that big a deal to me. All right, let's get back to Doug on Trevor Lawrence. All right, then one final thought here before we move on to some other topics that Doug Peterson discussed yesterday. Does he feel that Trevor is trying to do too much?
There's times I think you get kind of locked in there. You want to make something happen so bad that you kind of force an issue, and even as sideways as the game got Monday night, I think sometimes you just got to continue to, if it's not there, put it in play. If it's not there, put it in play. And try to work yourself back into a football game that way. And you're not going to get it all back in one play. And sometimes you can get caught up doing that.
So, what does Trevor need to do, D-Rock, in your opinion, like to decompress that level of pressure, right? I mean, it's just go out there and play. Well, clearly that hasn't been working, right? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
I mean, we try to. I'm not mocking that. Like people say, hey, just go out there, play free, play loose. What does that mean for him? Does that mean that we should be going 4 wide and just sling it around and don't worry about the repercussions? And I'm not even saying that in a negative way. I'm just like,
I know what you mean. Yeah. It's hard.
That was a Doug Peterson-esque pause
It
right
was
there.
right there.
How do you feel about your team right now, Doug? Tick, tick, tick.
Here's the thing. I don't think he can do that until he has success. A little bit of success. And I don't mean that in that. I think that's anybody. If you're a golfer and you are just struggling and you are pressing and you are holding the club too firmly and your swing is all out of whack.
And you're looking right at me when you say all this stuff.
We've all been there. You're pulling putts left and right and you're getting tense and you're getting annoyed at yourself and all that. What happens? It's all a mess, okay? So in order for you to get out of that, you just need you need to pipe a drive and you need to put that.
Or quit the game for a month.
You could. You need to pipe a drive. You need to put a wedge within 10 feet. And
sink a 20-foot putt. I know. I see what
you just
saying.
need to start stringing a few. The problem is they rarely string good plays together.
That's
more
the
than
thing,
a couple
right?
of things. So what they need is, honest to God, what I would do, if it's me, I would tell Trevor Lawrence in the offense, we're going to take the ball. If we win the toss, we're going to take the ball. That's one thing I would change if I were Doug. We're going to take the ball, okay? You're going to get up there, and you're going to go tempo, and you're going to run that offense the way you want to run it all down the field. And I know people go, well, what if they go 3 and out? Well, they go 3 and out anyway, right. So what the hell does it matter?
Right,
you know what I mean?
With you,
like
bro.
it doesn't matter. That's what I would do. I would say, Trevor, you pick the 10 plays you love the most, and we're going to go try and figure out, we'll run those, and let's get some momentum. Let's get a score early. Let's get you feeling good, play free, take a risk or two on maybe one throw if you feel like you have a chance to get it there, and get something positive to happen. Because I think Christian Kirk told us after the game, it's beyond just, hey, one good play. It's got to be 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 good plays. But they can't play like, I got to make the play. I got to make the play.
But that's the thing. They usually have like one good drive, but they don't seem to build off of it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You need to have more than that. They need to get some momentum early, get a touchdown, even if it's just a field goal.
Yeah.
The defense
Everything
make a play.
Feels disconnected
exactly.
right now.
Look, we talked earlier in the season about the defenses played pretty well. I mean, they did enough to win those first 2 games, but they haven't got a turnover yet. You know what I mean? And I'm not even. Well, Ventrell Miller had one go through his hands. That's the problem. Is that they've been in position to make plays on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And they've not done it.
Yeah,
and
I think
that's a big problem.
I think it's hard to tell how good or bad Trevor Lawrence is playing, given how much he's been let down, right, by the guys around him to this point in the season, especially week 1. I mean, if they convert 3 more of those third downs, who knows what happens in that Miami game. I think they wind up winning the game. And, I think about, we see fans say all the time he needs to check it down, take the check down, it's like, well, that's fine to say. But I can't remember watching the games here in these first 3 weeks where I'm going, just check it down. Like, I never had that moment at all. Like, watching the games. Like, I've had, that was a pretty tough spot for him to be in, trying to make a play because there was nothing else available to him to do.
And I feel like they do check it down a lot. I feel like there are a lot of short passes because they have not had the time, Tony, to make things happen down the field.
I know I saw Prisco put up the clip of one of the plays from Monday night, and they did run max protect, only had 2 men in the route. Neither of them got open. It wound up being an incomplete pass to the sideline, and Prisco was like, there's nothing in the middle of the field. Nothing. The 2 routes weren't even in the middle of the field. No one even ran towards the middle of the field until the running back broke late to there. And by then, Trevor's running for his life, having to get rid of the football with a max protect on. And that does feel like that is indicative of where the Jaguars offense is right now. I get that there is the idea of just take whatever's available to you because we need to just have positive plays. Well, I don't know how much they're not doing that right now, or how much when they have those opportunities, they're not catching it when it hits them. Like, those guys, it's all over the place, and Trevor hasn't been nearly accurate enough in the first 3 weeks, again, to have a real feel for how poorly or how well any of this stuff is working on offense for the football team.
We'll hear from Trevor Lawrence here in a moment. Let's get a couple of calls in on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. Mike DiRocco in with us on this Thursday on Jaguars Today. Darren is up next. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning, guys. Hey, just a thought here. Think about it, maybe. I know everybody's been trying to figure out what's going on, but I kind of coordinated and put together that the Jags, ever since they went into the Miller Electric Center, are they practicing indoors too much? Are they, it did rain in Buffalo, and I know Buffalo played through the rain, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying Jaguars, are they not getting in the elements enough? And, I mean, the first two games, even though they didn't play great, I mean, they didn't get blown out. This game, here we go with a wet ball again, and that ball that Travis sailed over JTB, it just like forever, So I'm wondering, are they practicing in the elements enough? And I just want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Guys,
I appreciate it.
Yes.
That never even crossed my mind that that's an element to anything that's going on with the dysfunction. You say yes, that they are practicing enough in the
yeah. There's not anything.
Right. They practice outdoors almost all the time.
Yeah. Sometimes they start in the indoor and then they go outside and do some other stuff. They were out there yesterday. They'll be out there today, probably depending on the rain. But yeah, that's not an issue.
I mean, look, I get if you know that that a tropical storm is going to drop on the opponent's stadium the day before, and you're going to have that lingering effect. Yeah, I can see being out there, Tony, with the bucket of water and dunking the ball in it and the whole thing. I don't think anything that went down in terms of rain against Buffalo had any impact on this game.
I didn't get that sense watching that game. It felt like they just were lifeless, especially on defense. They came out that lifeless on we talked about it on Tuesday when we were reacting to the game. The Jaguars' offense couldn't have been good enough to win that game. They couldn't have been, right? Not with the way the defense was playing against Buffalo on Monday night. That doesn't mean it's excusable or that the performance of the offense was any good. It wasn't. But maybe if they play a pretty typical defensive week, when they get that opportunity where they had to settle for the field goal, like those kind of things might have made it a game where it's like, all right, we need one drive and we're back in this. You never had that feeling after the first quarter of that game on Monday night because every time Buffalo got the ball, touchdown.
And maybe if we had been throwing the ball to JTB, he would have been able to reach it. But BTJ, even at 6'3", just
hey, look, I'm not giving that guy
it.
any crap about that because I don't know what the kid's last name is.
Darren's a good friend of the program, and he can handle a little bit of
is that the old joke, like he can't hit the broadside of a barn? Can't throw it over JTB?
Might be. I don't know, right?
Kind
you
of
also
thing.
might have called Trevor Travis, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. We love you, Darren. Or Douglas, or whatever your name is. Let's go to
friend of the program, right? Good job.
Darren's friend of ours, all right? He really is. His point was a good one, but I don't think it was a big factor against the Bills, in my opinion. John on the west side, next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, John.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I got something you guys are probably going to poo-poo, but I just want to get Mike's honest opinion of his evaluation of what Trevor, 4 years in the league. What is your evaluation? Is he going to make this? Is he going to make it, or is he Danny Warfel? I just want to hear your professional evaluation of what we got, and I'll take your comment off the air. Love it.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. I think it's you.
Well, I thought he was talking about you. He said Mike.
Right, but you're
okay.
I'm here every day.
Like, what do you mean by make it? He's not going to be Danny Werfel. No.
He's already better than Danny Werfel.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's – I understand what you're saying. But, yes, look, he's not playing well right now. I think he's a good quarterback overall. And I think he can be a very, very good quarterback. I think is still at the point now where he needs a lot of stuff to go right for him. I shouldn't say it that way. I think at this point right now, he's not able to elevate guys at this point yet. And I don't know when that comes, but I know that we expect it to all come relatively quickly. Some guys may need a little bit longer. And you got to remember, again, he didn't really play in a pro-style offense at Clemson. He had a lot of help with those receivers, so he's, in the first year with Urban was a mess. So
who cares? Third year in this system.
I'm just saying, it's all factored in. He's not playing well now. He'll tell you he's not playing well right now.
I don't think any of us is going to defend his level of play.
No, but we've seen long stretches of him playing well, so I think he can play at that level consistently. I just don't know if it's going to be this week, next week, 3 weeks from now. So, the one thing that we have seen about Trevor is he's streaky. He can get on a roll and get rolling, but he also has some times when he's played really bad football. And I think one of the things that it's in the back of our minds, it's 2022, like they were bad. They were 2-6. They were bad. He was playing bad. He comes back from London. That was awful. End zone interception against the Broncos, which he had done several weeks before against the Texans.
Houston,
And then the last throw that got picked in the Broncos game when they had a chance to maybe take the lead or win the game. I don't remember the score. That was an awful throw. And then it just flipped. Okay, it just flipped. He started to get on a roll, and then he kept being on a roll, and that roll extended into the 23 season. So I do think if he can just find some success and get things started rolling, I think he'll end up playing much, much better.
All right, one more quick one on this side before the break. Jay on the west side. Go ahead, Jay.
Good morning. I have two questions. The first question is, okay, let's say we get a win this Sunday. What do we do from here? And then, actually, my second one's not really a question. I just don't understand why they bash Trevor. Like, he's gonna have some problems. I mean, you got to give him a break. I don't understand what's up with the take him out with this, that. Like I said, bash is like he don't get any better. So we got to stop trying to give up on Trevor. We got to give him a chance.
I appreciate it. I don't think anybody here is trying to give up on Trevor.
Not at all. Not even close.
But I will say this. If we're in another market, we'd be laughing at the contract that they gave him. That's a fact, right? It just is. He hasn't come close to playing up to that level. Now, does that mean I don't like the contract they gave him? No, quite the opposite. I like the stability. I think he can, but I'm also close to the situation, Tony, and my heart is in that evaluation as well. But, nobody here, I think it's ludicrous when people talk about benching Trevor or moving on for Trevor. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
but
silly.
At the same time, if we were in Houston, we'd be going, they gave him $275 million. Look at our guy, right? Wait until he gets it. He's going to be worth $8 billion if Trevor's worth that. And everyone around the country feels that way right now.
Yeah. Well, and that's
I don't
part
think
of
it's unjustified.
No, that's part of the reason why you did it now, because if you wait, it's going to cost you even more.
I get
on Trevor.
But that doesn't mean we wouldn't look at it as a bad deal and they've saddled themselves to that guy for that kind of investment for a long, long time. Hopefully that we'll be the ones laughing ultimately. What do they do if they beat Houston, Tony? Hopefully they use that momentum as a springboard against a team that they've handled in recent years pretty well. I mean, they can't afford to look ahead anything more than what's right in front of their face right now. And right now that's the Houston Texans. But if they get that win, they've got the confidence of having dominated Indy in recent years. Coming home, chance to get on a roll, 2-0 in the division. So, it can turn around. Again, I'm not trying to sell you hope.
No, but it throws things back open for them.
Absolutely.
In the 2024 season, if they're able to win this week, I don't expect it to happen either. But if they were able to beat Houston on the road, then everything's still on the table. Everything we talked about the whole offseason is still on the table for the team.
All right, we'll come back. We'll take you around the league. We'll get a few more of your calls at 641-1010. Here are a few thoughts from Trevor Lawrence. Breakfast Bowl on the way. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. More videos, more podcasts, more Jaguars, preps, and college football. More of everything you love about Jacksonville sports at 1010XL.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our two blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market. Most passing yards, gives the most for your trade. Most receptions, free oil changes with every purchase. Super Bowl champion, wow customer service. This looks like a winning season for everyone. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, where you can score big all season long.
Hey, gang, Prosser here to save you some cash. Maximize your home sale now with the market experts who deliver more money in less time, and those experts are Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. You don't have to worry. The worries are relieved with Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts we are trusting and recommending with the sale of your home. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Mortgage rates are down. It's time to create your market. Marvin in Cobblestone writes, my siblings and I moved our parents to Maryland so they can get some extra help as they get older. Next, we had to sell the home to get them some financial help for their extra care. We hired Chad and Sandy, and they delivered big. Chad and Sandy's team got our home sold in 7 days, above asking price. You can too. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
Jaguars Today Thursday is towed by Cannons of Jacksonville.
Your car is like part of your family. It takes you to work, drops the kids off at school, goes with you on vacation. You feel safe in your car, but all that can change in an instant due to someone else's carelessness. Now you need money for medical bills, car repairs, lost wages. You need help, and you need it now. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us at 396-5555. Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family since 1979. Jacksonville.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Southampton invites you to enjoy a round of golf and then a round with your buds, thanks to their game day special. Every Saturday and Sunday during the season, order up 10 wings and a cold pitcher for just $22. Plus, being a member at Southampton has its privileges, like a $500 gift card when you join with a paid initiation fee. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Twilight Golf every day with special rates after 3 o'clock. Don't forget trivia Thursday nights and music on the patio Friday night. All at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Right now, they're on their way to ruin your day. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. And if you're not prepared, you will suffer. Yes, it's that time of the year. Heat and humidity are attacking North Florida. But help is at hand. Call Mike Merritt's Heating and Air Conditioning. Mike Merritt has a license to chill and lets you maintain your comfort zone at a bargain price. How? Mike Merritt stands ready to help, routine or emergencies. And Mike Merritt knows emergencies can happen at any time. So with Mike, there's never any overtime charges. And Mike's team works without commissions. Merritt will never try to sell you parts you don't need. You can't trust just anyone with a truck. Call Mike Merritt, the company North Florida has trusted for 35 years. Call today. License number CAC 050384.
When sports gets messy, we call on Hayes Carline to clean it up.
You are a living legend and a hero in the true sense of the word.
Cleaning Up with Hayes is brought to you by Molly Maid.
He's as good as they say.
Afternoons on The Frangie Show on 1010XL.
We love talking sports on 1010XL, and I9 Sports loves giving kids the perfect way to grow up playing sports. Fall and winter registration is underway. Log on to i9sports.com and see all they've got to offer. Kids 3 and up. You can enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Year-round sports all across the First Coast. St. John's, Duval, and Clay. Sign up now for fall and winter. Great locations added like Fort Family Field, Westside Middle, and Duval Charter Bay Meadows. It's all online at i9sports.com.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about putting your worries in the right bucket. So often we put our worries in our own bucket, but many times they need to be in God's bucket. The Bible says, present your problems always to God. In other words, leave them in God's bucket. Understand that no matter what is out of your control, it's never out of the control of Almighty God.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Riddle Wellness. FSU head coach Mike Norvell doesn't want the team focusing on the win-loss record. Rather, he says enjoying the process will make the difference.
Enjoying the work, enjoying the grind, enjoying the competition of it. I mean, there's good plays and bad plays.
FSU alum Deion Sanders returns to Florida when his Colorado Buffaloes square off against the undefeated University of Central Florida Knights. The UCF program impresses Coach Prime.
He's with a bunch of Florida boys, which is my home state, which I absolutely adore. And it's going to be a great game. I look forward to the contest.
The win over Mississippi State resulted in the Orange and Blue seeing improvements in most of the rankings and ratings, including CBS Sports Weekly Re-Rank. Florida saw a 3-spot rise to number 78 out of 134 FBS teams. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 11 o'clock, it's 82 degrees. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler, Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mike Del Rocco is powered by Lickety Split AC, Plumbing and Electric on 1010XL.
I'm not happy with how I've played. I know that I have more to give, and I need to make more plays for this team, and your quarterback just has to play well to give you a shot to win every week, so I understand that, and that's my job, so I own that.
And look, I think we all realize it's not just the quarterback, right? But that's, with great power comes great responsibility, right? Yep. I mean, hey, Spidey, go out there and sling those webs a little bit better this week, and you're going to get a disproportionate amount of the credit and a disproportionate amount of the blame, and so be it. It comes with the territory. I don't think anybody should feel sorry for Trevor Lawrence. I don't think the criticism has been unfair of Trevor Lawrence or anything like that. It just, I think it gets to a silly level when you start talking about benching him for Mac Jones or anybody, honestly, based on the commitment this franchise has and the investment they have that he plays well. It's not just amount of a monetary investment. It's what you've mapped out as your future, right? And 3 games is not going to throw you off the path of your entire half-decade to 7-year plan with this guy. Yeah. So, and as I brought up, D-Rag, and I'm not picking on Mac Jones. It's tough to come in off the bench when you don't get any reps, but Mac Jones has as many turnovers as Trevor. He's played like 3 snaps this year. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but not that many more than 3.
Not many.
Right?
No.
He took 1 sack, coughed up a fumble. That was it.
And everybody calling for, a change at tackle. Well, I mean, Walker
The other guy came in, it was a penalty.
Didn't exactly light it up.
No, but I spoke with somebody, and they told me this is a private conversation, so I'm not going to name who it is, right? But their opinion was, and I don't think they'd probably have any issue, but their opinion was, okay, that may be true, but this guy's hungry to get a new contract, right? These other guys made money, and I'm not saying Cam's not hungry. I'm not saying Cam is purposely playing badly. He gave up 8 pressures this week.
That's a lot.
That's a bunch in a single game, right? Like Josh Allen Toney was the highest graded defensive end the week before. I think he had 4 quarterback hits.
Well, he was the highest graded player for the Jags this week again. But going to the conversation around Trevor, right, and the contract and the expectations it puts on you, Josh Hines-Allen, I'm not surprised any week where he's the highest graded defensive player for the Jaguars. That still wasn't good enough Monday.
No, I'm saying in week 2, he was the highest graded edge defender in the league.
In the league. He was the highest graded edge defensive player for the team this week. Wasn't a good enough week for Josh Hines-Allen. Like, the expectations when you're getting paid that kind of money, they go up, right? And they're just going to continue to go up. Trevor's in the same spot. I thought the first couple weeks he was He was just kind of okay. This week he was bad. Against Buffalo, he was just bad. Against the Buffalo Bills, there's too much expectation coming from him for him to have these kind of weeks. They can't afford it.
In terms of Josh Hines-Allen, though, he is grading out well the last couple weeks, right? And it's not all major impact plays. He did have the 1 sack against Cleveland, but I mean, this is a guy who, if he has a hot 2 games, can get right back on pace. Yeah, that being a 15-sack
he plays so hard.
He does.
Like there's no questions ever about the effort.
No,
that Josh has given you week to week. Some weeks he gets blocked more than you would like to see him get blocked. Monday night was one of those nights.
All right, more from Trevor Lawrence in a moment. More with Mike DiRocco in a moment as well. But first, Tony's going to take us around the rest of the NFL.
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Houston wide receiver Tank Dell is considered day-to-day with wrist and rib injuries for Sunday. LA Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert limited in practice on Wednesday. Chargers defensive end Joey Bosa missed practice with a hip injury. The NFL has upheld the 1-game suspension for safety Derwin James after his appeal. Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love was a limited participant in practice yesterday and is making progress, according to Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. Love has missed the last 2 weeks. Chicago wide receiver Keenan Allen returned to practice for the Bears on a limited basis yesterday as he continues to work back from a heel injury. Has not been able to play in the first 3 weeks of the season. New Orleans running back Alvin Kamara missed practice on Wednesday with hip and rib injuries. Philadelphia wide receivers A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith both missed practice yesterday. San Francisco wide receiver Deebo Samuel and offensive tackle Trent Williams did not practice yesterday, and tight end George Kittle was limited. Washington running back Austin Eckler has been ruled out for Sunday with a concussion. Arizona wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. limited in practice on Wednesday with a quadriceps injury. Cardinals tight end Trey McBride remains in the league's concussion protocol. Cincinnati listed wide receiver Jamar Chase is limited with a shoulder injury on Wednesday. Cleveland Browns defensive mid Myles Garrett, tight end David Njoku, offensive tackles Jack Conklin and Jedrick Wills all missed practice on Wednesday. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said he doesn't see Garrett being unable to play this week. Las Vegas defensive end Max Crosby missed practice with an ankle injury. Denver linebacker Alex Singleton will miss the rest of the season after suffering a torn ACL on Sunday. The Broncos have signed linebackers Quan Alexander and Zach Cunningham to their practice squad following that injury. In New England has placed linebacker Juwan Bentley on injured reserve. He is expected to miss the rest of the season.
Man, Alex Singleton is a tackling fool.
He is.
A tackling fool if you play in those kind of fantasy leagues. You might start a linebacker here or there. Yeah, we're sick like that. All right, today's question of the day presented by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. How many wins did you predict for the Jacksonville Jaguars before the 2024 season began, and how many do you expect now? How much has your expectation changed based on a 3-game losing streak to kick off the campaign? All right, Trevor Lawrence speaking yesterday. What about the sense of urgency? What kind of sense of urgency do you and the team feel at 0-3?
You know, the sense of urgency has to be there, this position we're in, but you also have to, do your job, and you can't get outside of of what your job is and your responsibilities and try to do too much. So I think it's a little bit of both, and we have to stay level-headed through all this and keep trusting the work that we're putting in, and it's going to pay off for us. And unfortunately, it hasn't yet, and we haven't had much success the first 3 weeks, but I really, really do believe that it will. And this is a great opportunity this week to get on track.
Obviously, not a whole lot of confidence in the team right now in this room. We've been dealing with it all week. It's
reality. Look,
right?
We want them to win.
Absolutely.
Show
We're
us
pulling
something.
for them. We're pulling for them, and I hope they do beat Houston on Sunday. I just don't expect that they will. Amen. Trevor Lawrence was asked about where the team's confidence is right now at 0-3.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're frustrated, and the game the other night was just a disaster on pretty much every level. But, we still have the confidence in our group, our coaches, our team, and that's not going to change, and that can't change. I think that's when you have problems, when you lose that confidence and start pointing the fingers, and there's been none of that. So we're staying together, and that's just the message, is just stick together.
All right, so this one, D-Rock, Trevor talking about, it's a long season. Let's listen in. We can turn it around. It's
a long season, and I don't say that to say that we have time to waste, because we surely don't anymore. But saying that is, it is a long season, and we've been in a worse spot than this before, and we found a way out of it, and I got full faith we're gonna do the same. But we gotta go prove it. So excited for that opportunity.
All right, look, you're going to be mathematically alive for the playoffs a long time, just based on the way the NFL is and the way it's set up, right? But it's a long season. We still have time to turn around. And as Trevor said, no more time to waste. Like, you lose this week, you can't use that mantra anymore, right? Then it becomes, and maybe it is in some ways already, we just got to win a game, right? And if we win one, maybe it leads to 2. I mean, you go 0-4 though, and you lose to this team, and they get to 3-1, and they have the tiebreaker over. Yeah, mathematically, 3-game leads are overcomable, but come on.
Well, the Jags did it to the Titans in 22. They needed the Titans to go poopy.
They went right. They collapsed. Doesn't
right.
feel like C.J. Stroud is going to let that happen.
Look, yeah, for all intents and purposes, if they lose this week, they're done. There's been one team that's come back from 0-4 to make the playoffs.
Is that the Chargers?
The 1992 San Diego Chargers. I think it was 92. It's only been one team. Yeah, 92. I think they went 0-4, and then they finished, I want to say, 10-5.
10-6 would have been?
10-6, maybe.
Oh, well, I mean, just thinking on a 16-game.
Yeah.
That's pretty good football now.
Yeah.
You're playing,
10-6.
I don't think
it was
the team has a 10-2 run in them this year.
I mean, I should probably, if only I had like a computer.
Oh, that would help.
In front of me to look it up. But yeah, look, he's saying everything he has to say. Hey, it's a long season. We can turn it around. And I think they do believe that. But my argument and flip side to that would be, well, you said the same stuff last year when it was all going in the crapper, and you didn't. So what's there to convince us that you guys can turn it around this year?
Nothing until they win.
Correct.
Chargers
11-5 that year.
11-5.
Wow.
After an 0-4 start.
They went 11-1.
They went 11-1. They ripped off 4 in a row to get to even. Then they lost to Kansas City, and they didn't lose again the rest of the way. How about that? And then they beat Kansas City in a rematch in the playoffs and eventually lost to Miami in the divisional round. Man, would we take some divisional round right about now.
What a run. That's crazy.
One more here from Trevor Lawrence says that he feels Doug and the coaching staff still have a lot of trust in him.
I think that helps when there is times of when we're struggling a little bit. Him having that perspective has helped me. And really, our whole staff has been pretty good about just continuing to trust me, even if we get in a little bit of a rut and I'm maybe not playing my best, just continuing to trust me, keep putting the ball in my hands. And I know that we're gonna come out of this for the better, but we got a lot of work to do, and we got to put the work in this week.
All right, so there you go, Trevor Lawrence. It is what it is at this point, right? You can have as much or as little confidence in Trevor Lawrence, the offense, the coaching staff, whatever. It doesn't really matter. They got to kick it off at 1 o'clock on Sunday. They're capable of winning this game, even though I don't think any of us are expecting them to. I don't think anybody's going to wake up shocked on Monday if it happens, and we've seen it happen too many times over the years. So we'll put a pause on this for the moment. We'll come back for the reason for our existence, the Breakfast Bowl coming up next. Can D-Rock make it 3 in a row? We're all rooting for you, buddy.
It's a long season. I'm not saying that to say that, it's they're running out of chances.
I'm running out of breakfast budget.
I can turn it around. We've done it in the past, so yeah.
Are you preaching to your wife now?
She doesn't listen to me.
Is lovely Mr. Rocco
why
listening?
would I expect her to listen to me at the radio? She doesn't
Why
listen
is
to me when
Mrs.
I'm
D-Rock
home.
not listening to us?
Well, she probably actually is today because school's out, because it's
good point.
Slightly breezy and
my
may
wife
rain.
was dead asleep when I left the house this morning, man. Good for her. I don't. Do I think it's silly that they shut down all the schools? I guess I understand, right? Because if that 1% of 1% comes true, you better have your stuff taken care of. But if you've lived in Florida long enough, you don't bet on the 1% of the 1% happening very often. Just ask Urban Meyer. All right. That'll do it for this segment. We'll come back. Get more of your calls as the show goes along if you want to get in at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. Breakfast Bowl straight ahead on Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180. You want to set a goal, but you got to have a path to reach that goal. You got to have a plan of attack. You know what? Sometimes the teams you root for don't always have a cohesive plan of attack, and the end result isn't what you're looking for. Awaken 180 has solved all of that. They've had over 21,000 customers over the years with a 98% satisfaction rating because they deliver on what they promise. What they promise is they're going to help you lose weight in a healthy fashion by eating to lose weight, turning your body into a fat-burning machine. It's about when you eat, how often you eat, how much you eat at any given time, the kinds of foods you're eating. It'll change your way of thinking about food. It has done that for me, for Hacker, for Matt Hayes, and everybody I know who's had success through Awaken 180. So you're going to lose the weight, you're going to lose it rapidly and safely, but you're going to be able to maintain that weight loss. And I've now come up on just about a full year with that being a success of mine as well. 844-346-1800 will get you on board with Awaken 180 or schedule a free consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL, Frank Franchi.
The quarterback. 2 receivers lined up to the left. Once the quarterback has the ball, he fakes to the left. No.
Afternoons.
He fakes to the right.
On 1010XL.
He thinks about faking. He pretends to fake.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
Bold City AC, keeping you cool. Feeling the heat, Jacksonville? Cool down with Bold City Heating and Air. From repairs to energy-efficient installs, we do it all. Your system worked hard all summer long to keep you cool. Give it a spa day. Schedule a system tune-up. Call Bold City Heating and Air today and experience the bold difference. Bold City AC, keeping you cool. Bold City AC. Visit boldcityac.com.
Jaguars Today, Thursday.
Brought to you by Cannons of Jacksonville.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. While we've earned the reputation as North Florida and South Georgia's preeminent official Rolex jeweler, it's important to point out that at Underwoods we carry other watches too. We start with Seiko, the most reliable, serviceable watch made for under $500. And they've started making jeweled, self-winding watches again, and sports watches you'd have to see to believe. Next we have Tavan, the Swiss-made ladies and men's and dress and sport watches, and they start at $575. Another name we carry is Tudor, inspired by Rolex with the same founder and owner, the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation. And their sport watches and chronographs are the rage in Swiss timekeeping, with new in-house watch movements and exciting new model introductions every year. So if you're interested in watches, we have what you want at Underwoods, and all of our watches carry a 5-year warranty. At Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
David Garrard could really spin it on the field.
Garrard fires.
Now he's spinning stories on Jaguars Today.
Okay, yeah.
Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com. Mondays, 10 to noon on 1010XL.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, rolling lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Strength and resistance training are some of the best forms of exercise you can do to strengthen your muscles and improve your body composition. It may also lead to important improvements in metabolic health, meaning your blood sugar levels are easier to manage, and it also increases how many calories you burn at rest. The Physical Activity Guidelines for Americans recommends resistance training twice per week in addition to cardio training. Let's get fit, Jacksonville.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and beautiful people all across the world, let's get ready for the Breakfast Bowl Challenge!
Mike DeRocco is powered by Lickety Split AC, Plumbing and Electric on 1010XL.
Hey, don't hold it against Lickety Split, okay, for Mike's poor performance here. He may be powered by Lickety Split, but he's not taking advantage of that unbridled power right now to put this into a positive light. So don't be dragging down the sponsor, D-Rock, with your bad picks again here on the program. All right, Tony Smith, catch us up.
Yeah, I took down the week 106.5. Thank you, Joe, Derek, and Jamar for that last week. Dempsey was second with 82.8. Dylan third.
Shout out.
73.6. And D-Rock buying breakfast for the second week in a row. 67.85 on the week.
Pockets! All right, so draft order today. D-Rock, Dylan, myself, Tony. And as always, you can only use each guy once all year long, so anybody you've already selected is not eligible to be taken again by the same team, and anybody that gets drafted today can only be on one roster, so nobody else can follow up by selecting that player as well. I'm going to bring up the Breakfast Bowl grid. I'm stalling to talk because I just, for some reason, don't trust.
He's got that something in his head.
I just don't trust my sheet this morning. And, I do it the day before, and
As do I. Yes.
we all look at the players that we can't select, and yet how many times at the end of last year did I have a guy on my list that somebody else took ahead of me and saved me from taking a guy that already
at least twice.
Right, at least twice.
Yeah.
Might have been 3 times last year. All right, I'm ready to roll. D-Rock drafting first, selecting quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and a flex. Point per reception, scoring. D-Rock, who you got?
I'm going to ride with the hot quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
Okay, Jaden Daniels. I think that's 3 of us that have used him, possibly, now.
Well, I'm desperately looking for a quarterback to play well because I haven't had one play well the first time.
Right,
They've been awful.
2 out of 3 games, he's been outstanding.
Yeah, Lamar's been awful. Was awful when I had him. Kyler Murray was awful when I had him.
Lamar was just fine last week. Don't go dissing my quarterback like that. Come on.
He was awful.
We're not all you, D-Rock.
All right, Dylan Denmark, who you got, brother?
Jordan Mason.
Running back. All right. You know what? I feel like there are some certain running backs I really like this week, but I feel like there's a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and give me some Dallas Goedert at tight end because
Makes sense. Who knows who's
they
wide receiver
they
this
crushed
week.
him with targets last week, and I anticipate they'll do it again. They've got their bye coming up. They're not going to rush A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith back.
You wouldn't think so.
All right, Tony, back-to-back picks for you.
I will go Aaron Jones.
Revenge game.
Yep.
I love the Packers.
And Chris Godwin.
All right, Godwin was on my list until I saw he missed or limited in practice yesterday with that neck injury. Tony, I'd advise rest. But you got me there. All right, I'm going to go, and this is almost my first pick. I'm going with Brian Robinson Jr. Of the Commanders. Good matchup, and no Austin Eckler this week. So back to you, Pockets.
Yeah, Robinson was second on my list for RBs.
He's like, I got Jordan Mason. I ain't worried about it.
Let me go with Rashid Rice, wide receiver.
Rashid Rice is an excellent selection this week. So say the pundits, anyway. I've seen Rashid Rice ranked number 1 for the week.
A bunch of lists.
Yeah.
He's number 1. He had that monster week last week, so.
Good pick. Not arguing with it. Mr. DeRocco.
Kyron Williams. Come on down.
Kyron and.
Oh, let me write that off right there. Sorry. Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson. I was just looking at him on my list right there, and I will strike a line.
He does still play football. Thank
through
goodness
his
they
name.
got a
He played it very well
He had a good week last week.
He had a great week last week. I would have been happy to put Deontay. I saw same list that had Rice number 1 had Deontay number 6 this week, which is a big step up. All right, Dylan, you got Mason, you got Rice.
I'm going to go with Dakota Prescott.
And Dak.
They call him Dak.
The Dak attack right there. All right.
I hope Thursday night makes you suffer.
Wow.
All right, sir. Boy, so many different ways to go here, honestly. Honestly, there are. All right. I can certainly do that. I can certainly do that.
Do with this. We can do with that.
We can do with this, so we can do with that. So tough. So tough. Damn. Am I such a little wishy-washy? I'm going big. Give me Breece Hall.
Ooh.
No Alex Singleton.
Yep.
You don't throw on Denver, you run on Denver. So says Patrick Surtain. Anyway. You guys, I won't mention his name because it's bad form, but go ahead and pick that Jets receiver this week. Come on. I dare you. Tony, who you got?
I will go DK Metcalf.
And
Kyler Murray.
Okay, I had Kyler on the short list, but let's see. I'm going to go Justin Fields at quarterback. I didn't need to take him now, but I did. That's a rookie mistake right there.
Wow.
We'll see what happens. Pockets.
Senor. I'm going to go Zach Moss at flex.
Like it. D-Rock.
Yeah, I'm going to play the law of averages that this guy can't be this terrible.
Trevor?
No.
Oh, you already have a quarterback. Sorry.
Now, he said the name. Don't we have to give him that guy and he gets a zero?
Let's ask. Everyone's got a quarterback.
That's when he's picking.
Okay. I'm going to go with Travis Kelce.
Kelsey. All right. And flex, please.
Give me young Nico Collins.
Oh, the
bad guy.
You know, everyone now is rooting for. Where are you going to buy this week? Huh? First slot?
Where
are we going?
It's a win-win for me. If he, whatever, and I don't have to buy, I win. If I do have to buy, it means he probably hasn't played well, and then the fans, that means the Jags probably won, and the fans love me. So it's a win-win for me.
Yeah, I can see that love is in question at the moment. Dylan, give me a tight end, please.
I like Taysom Hill to be a little frisky.
Is he healthy?
Yes, he was a full participant in the practice yesterday with the chest.
Okay.
The chest. All right.
There we go.
That's a curious one right there. All right. A little bit of a roll of the dice because he was limited in practice yesterday, but give me Marvin Harrison Jr. And the one thing that kept me from, I was thinking about taking Kyler first, Tone, like you took him, but no McBride this week.
Right.
And so hopefully Harrison shows up. Need a tight end out of you, Mr. Smith.
Cole Kmet.
All right, the drafting is over. The crying and gnashing of teeth can commence. Mike DeRocco goes Jaden Daniels, Kyron Williams, Deontay Johnson, Travis Kelce, and ladies and gentlemen, boo!
Yeah,
Nico Collins.
That was a plan of attack that helped me win the league that one year. I think
it's an evil plan.
I think I took a lot of guys going against the Jags.
Some dude's already texted in that D-Rock's mine again next week with that team.
Amen, brother. Although they were mocking you like in week 2, Dylan, and you won the week, right? So.
Yeah.
There's that as well. By the way, is Shipley available on Thursdays, do you think, Tom? Just asking for a friend. Dylan Denmark goes with Dakota Prescott, Jordan Mason, Rashee Rice, Taysom Hill, maybe, and Zach Moss in the lineup. I'm going to go with Justin Fields, Brian Robinson Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr., Dallas Goedert Jr., and Breece Hall Jr. on my team. Don't really know if they're all juniors, but you got the idea. Tony's going with Kyler. He's going with Aaron Jones, revenge game narrative. I guarantee you, if he doesn't get injured in the game, he's scoring a touchdown.
You would think.
They will put him in position to get him in the end zone. Chris Godwin, Cole Kmet, DK Metcalf. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You guys didn't draft many of the tight ends I had this week, although a lot of you had already used Jake Ferguson. He was probably next up on the tight end hit parade. All right, that does it for the Breakfast Bowl. locked and loaded. Woo-hoo. Let's turn the page, get back to today's Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day. How have our expectations changed? What were they going into week one? What are they now? Can they still be overcome, even if they are significantly lower than they have been in the recent past? Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Mike DeRocco, Dylan Denmark here with you on Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big this summer. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime powertrain and a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give us the opportunity to earn your business today. Atlantic Boulevard, Jacksonville, or visit JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Welcome to the family.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Anderson energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
You're locked in to Jaguars Today Thursday with
Cannons of Jacksonville.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jacks for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
He thinks he knows what he's talking about.
Of course.
Find out if he does.
Is there anything else we need to know?
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco every Friday afternoon on The Franchi Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Right now, they're on their way to ruin your day. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. And if you're not prepared, you will suffer. Yes, it's that time of the year. Heat and humidity are attacking North Florida. But help is at hand. Call Mike Merritt's Heating and Air Conditioning. Mike Merritt has a license to chill and lets you maintain your comfort zone at a bargain price. How? Mike Merritt stands ready to help, routine or emergencies. And Mike Merritt knows emergencies can happen at any time. So with Mike, there's never any overtime charges. And Mike's team works without commissions. Merritt will never try to sell you parts you don't need. You can't trust just anyone with a truck. Call Mike Merritt, the company North Florida has trusted for 35 years. Call today. License number CAC 050384.
Baloo for Shinatri Chiropractic. They've helped me get rid of my headaches and pain in my neck and back. Are you suffering from an auto accident? What about TMJ pain? Headaches associated with jaw clenching, grinding of the teeth, or stress-related disorders? Shinatri Chiropractic has a physical therapist on staff for rehabilitation, quality chiropractic care, dry needling, massage, and acupuncture. Call 743-6700 or go to ShinatryDC.com.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body. For as long as you can. Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished. Gatorade, for every athlete.
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com, WM.com, and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler. Go Team WM, and as always, Duval!
Atlantic Self-Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self-Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars released a lengthy injury report on Wednesday with 9 names on the report. The 2 that did not practice were tight end Evan Ingram with a hamstring injury and linebacker Foye Oluokun with a foot injury. Ingram has been held out the last 2 games, while Oluokun could miss the next several with plantar fasciitis. The next man up on the depth chart to replace Oluokun is former Gators linebacker Ventrell Miller. Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson was asked on Wednesday about the progress of the 2023 fourth-round pick.
You know, he's done really well. He's got valuable snaps. Played good the other night, played physical. You know, he's really done a nice job.
I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
You know what cooled down this weekend? The performance of the Jaguars defense, right? And granted, there were some flaws in the first couple weeks, but the point totals were ones that you say, hey, you should win those games, right? You should win those games most times in the National Football League when your defense only allows that many points. But at D-Rocks, they absolutely collapsed against Buffalo. And, you know, they took advantage of the Jags' tendency to want to play man and all that. But regardless, it's still striking when you give up 5 consecutive touchdown drives, right? And most points ever allowed in the first half. So you felt like, you know, through the first couple of games, oh, man, if we just made a play here, play there, we'll clean up a couple of these mistakes, defense going to keep us in it. Now you can't count on that. Or was this, to you, week 3, more of an aberration or more of an, we're getting some injuries mounting, we got some problems on that side too?
Yeah, I think to me it was more of an your best corner's out. Your nickel was out. Then you lose the backup nickel. And then you're having to go with Christian Braswell, call him up from the practice squad to play. Then your linebacker, who is, you know, he's a tackling machine. B, he's always in the right spot and has been able to get other guys lined up at times too who aren't in the right spot. You know, he's gone. Yeah, it just all snowballed. And they're not getting pressure. Do you know how many quarterback hits they had last week? One.
Mason Smith.
Exactly. Yeah. Mason Smith. They started Lacey and Ledbetter, and Yasir Abdullah started. And I mean, look, the personnel is not great. The interior defensive line has been disappointing. through the first.
Well, it's disappointing that Eric Armstead's not considered one of your 4 best linemen that has to be on the field to open a game.
I'm wondering if that's still, he missed all of camp and they're still trying to get him in shape and they're worried about him being able to last. I don't know that he's in game shape yet. We'll see. But, man, look.
They sure gave him enough practices off.
Right, yeah, well, but that's the thing. I don't know.
Even after he got cleared.
That's the thing. I don't know if he's in game shape. And honestly, he's better inside. I don't think their best lineup is with him outside. I think their best lineup is with him inside. And Devin Lloyd had some issues staying with guys.
Which is basically who Devin Lloyd is.
Right. At this point, I think.
Not great coverage.
No. And then, they had Devin Lloyd put on weight. They had Josh Allen put on weight. Trayvon Walker put on weight. Well, when you put on weight, you lose a little bit of speed, a little bit. I just think that they're not really equipped to do what Ryan Nielsen really wants to do.
Which is
play a ton of man and get pressure with the 4. They're not equipped to do it with the injuries in the secondary is the big part of the big reason for that at this point. But like when you're playing a guy like Josh Allen, like you're not going to worry about C.J. Stroud running the way you worried about Josh Allen.
No, but he can move and pick up a first down.
Correct,
or 2.
Absolutely. But you're not worried about him running it 8 times in the ballgame and taking off right up the middle and carrying it on a design quarterback draw. You're not worried about that with C.J. Stroud. And when you're running with receivers, your back is to the quarterback, and that means if you don't get the pressure, you don't get home with a guy like Allen, you got issues.
Or you got to spy him, or you got to do something.
Right, you got to do something. They didn't have that, so.
Too many times, like I get they're going to run a few design quarterback draws, but the one where he was going to drop back and he just saw everyone evacuate the middle, and it took him about a half second to decide, and he just took off for like a 13-yard gain.
Yeah.
Like you can't have that right up the gut.
Get a turnover. Wouldn't
that be nice?
They haven't had
Are we
a
allowed
turnover
to do
yet.
that?
Well, look, Ventrell Miller had a ball go through his hands in the end zone. That's the thing. Nobody, either side of the ball are making plays.
Right. Above the X's and O's.
Correct.
Kind of thing.
They're not even making plays at the X's and O's.
Right. Some of the simple ones. Should Christian Kirk have caught that ball in the end zone?
Hit him in the face mask, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that he would tell you, yeah. I mean, I would think so, too.
We still voted him player of the game because it was such a poor selection.
If you wanted a positive out of that, it was, okay, they finally got him involved more.
Which made sense. I mean, Teron Johnson was out, and he had too much of a connection.
So we'll see. I'm not confident that Evan Ingram's going to play this week. So it's going to be more of the Brenton Strange show there. But
you were saying earlier a few, not rookie, but second-year mistakes you noticed from him?
Yeah, he's not Evan Ingram. He's a different guy. Okay, he's not the quick game. That's just not what he does. He's a pretty good blocker. They think he's arguably the best blocking tight end in the league. I don't know how you quantify that.
It's more of a field thing, but
yeah, I guess. Yeah, but like, look, they need Ingram. When you can't block or when the pass rush is getting on you, you got to get rid of the ball quick. I think that's when Trevor is really at his best and has been in the last year and a half or whatever, when he's in a rhythm and getting the ball out quick. Now, look, Evan Ingram wants to make more plays down the field. Absolutely. They want to make more plays down the field. Well, that's what Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas, I did it. Got his name right.
JTB.
Yeah. Now you're going to hose me up on that all the time, JTB.
You didn't do it.
I know. Well, now I will. But yeah, that's what those guys are for. They need to start working the middle of the field more. They need to start making sure that Ingram and Kirk are 1 and 2 in targets, I think.
All right, Dylan.
10-10 take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take. Brought to you by
Double checked. Cybersecurity made simple.
It is tough because the word expect. I honestly, what do I expect from the Jags? How many wins did we predict for the Jaguars before the 2024 season began. How many do you expect now? I picked 11. Pretty sure I was 11-6 right there. And look, I try to be an optimist, right? I'm like, hey, Jags going to go represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, and that's fine. But I did think they had a really good chance if they stayed healthy, and that's a big part of it. And yes, they're experiencing some injuries, but every team does. As long as it wasn't catastrophic, that they could win double-figure games. I mean, they've won 9 each of the last couple of years, and I did feel like they did a lot of work, good work on adding pieces to the roster. So I was at 11. Looked at it this morning, and I'm like, I mean, expect maybe 5, but I'll say 6. It's hard. It's in that 5 to 7 range, you know. And I didn't have them 3-0. It's not like these are 3 wins I'm taking away.
No,
right off the bat.
But you start looking at the schedule. I don't expect them to win this week, so that's 0-1. The Colts, okay, I'll give them that. They don't lose at home to the Colts.
And Anthony Richardson's playing like trash.
Right, 1-1. I think they wind up most likely splitting in London between those 2 games.
That would be bad.
That's brutal. Like,
right.
You better win them both.
But I think it's one of those. I look at it as they split there. That's 2-2, right through these next 4 games. I don't think they win any of the next 4. Packers, Eagles, Vikings, Lions. I think they get beat by the NFC.
And they get Houston here on the tail end of that.
Yeah, that's 2 and
really
6,
5.
right? So that's 2 and 7 at that point. Then the Titans game on the road. They've never done very well up there historically, right? And the team at that point in time, I just don't expect it. I'm not saying they can't beat the Titans, but I don't expect this team, the way it's made right now, to sweep the Tennessee Titans, right? So that's 2 and 8 in my head. I think the Jets is really tough, but that's kind of 50-50 if I give them that one because it's here at home, that's 3. I don't think they're going to win on the road at the Raiders, and I don't think the Raiders are any good, right? So
we're not even Carolina good.
Right. Like, I think looking at it right now, 4 is kind of where it starts for me. I could see them maybe getting to that 6. Even 7 feels like a stretch to me right now when I actually look at that schedule. That middle part of this run they have coming up is oof.
But we don't know what shape those teams will be in, right? I mean, so
we don't.
I agree with you. On paper, I'm looking at them like that could be an 0-5 stretch, right? But they could also go 2-3 or 3-2, and that's the NFL, right? But I look at that last 5-game period, D-Rock, at Tennessee, Jets here, at Vegas, Tennessee here, at Indy. A bunch of winnable games there, but again, where are they in the standings, and have guys mentally checked out at that point in the season? Are guys saying, hey, got this nagging injury, going to shut it down? Don't know. But so that factors in as well. How are they within still mathematical striking distance of a wild card spot at that point in time? I think is going to impact how well they play in those final 5 games. But it wouldn't shock me if they close the season at 3-2 or something like that.
Would require them basically to win both games in London and figure out some way to split like 2-3 at worst in that 5-game run coming out of that.
Honestly,
right?
I think they need to be 4-3. They need to win the next 4 to put themselves in any kind of position.
It looks that way to me too.
Even 3-4 is going to feel so much more daunting because of who the losses would have likely come against. D-Rock, before the season and now, your expectation for the Jaguar win total?
Yeah, I think I had them at 9 or 10 before the season, and right now I'm looking at 5-6. I think they can win in Houston. I think they can win Indy. I think they win in they beat the Bears, the Patriots, and I do think they actually have a shot to win at Houston. I think they'll take one of the Houston games. So let's go with that. And then after that, I think they beat the Titans at home. And they're going to steal one somewhere else because that is the league. They'll steal one somewhere else that you don't think that they're going to win. I think they actually could win it in Vegas.
I do too.
Although that's the weekend before Christmas.
That's the Minshew Bowl, though.
Correct. And, yeah, we saw Minshew last year.
It's the week before Christmas. So everyone's going to be out at various – we're going to hear all these reports, leaking out for the next 3 weeks after that about guys that were out until 8 a.m. the next the morning.
Maybe
of the
some
game.
of the media will be doing such the same thing. Who knows?
We don't expect you to perform. So,
although Helmets and Heels is out in Vegas, aren't they?
Most people have a significant drop, like a 4-5 win drop off their prediction. Like Cap, who said 7 was my prediction, 9 was the ceiling. He puts it this way: Peterson stays much longer. I think they end up with 4-5. If he's out in the next month, they could get the new coach bump and end up with 7-8. I do think there's sometimes that kind of like damn, man, things are getting serious. Guys are losing their jobs. You do get that initial surge. But if you don't win that first one, kind of dissipates pretty quickly. But I think Antonio Pierce gave the Raiders that last year.
Yeah.
They kind of – and it doesn't always happen, but they're like – you say, well, what change is it going to make? Sometimes you make a change because you're just expressing that status quo is not satisfactory, right? All right, let's say hello to Helmets and Heels.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
Taylor, sorry you didn't get a free breakfast this morning.
It's okay. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
More opportunities for D-Rock to purchase breakfast for you coming up, though. We hope. We certainly hope.
Well, thank you.
Well, that's, we like to pile on when the opportunity presents itself. And because, it's coming around the other way later on.
Is the camera on?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
You can give me a salute if you want to. You can give me hide it behind your laptop over there, D-Rock. I've come to expect this kind of stuff. Taylor, what do we have cooking on Helmets and Heels today?
We've got a lot today, so it's a surprise show. We usually don't have our show on Thursday,
Surprise!
obviously. Surprise, we're back. But because of the weather, Jaguars programming is not happening today, so we do have a show today. So a ton. We're going to go over some of the Trevor comments from yesterday and the presser. We also have Cole Thompson. He's joining us from Texans Wire to talk Texans. He also hosts the SEC Unfiltered podcast, so we're going to talk about the Bama-Georgia game this weekend, some of the other SEC storylines that are kind of going around. We'll also get to an interview Mia has with Tank Bigsby, see if the offense can get going whatsoever this weekend. And so, yeah, a lot of good stuff on a Thursday.
All right, we'll be listening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great show. Surprise, everybody. Helmets and Heels is here. And always, when, I'm so old, man. I always think Tuesday, going to be a special guest star. You remember that? Mickey Mouse Club as a kid? Kids are like,
vaguely,
kids are like,
yeah.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse didn't do that. No, it's a whole different bygone era, folks. Like 30 years before that.
Boy.
With a net and cubby. All right, D-Rock, what are we going to have from you coming up over at ESPN.com?
What am I working on this week? Oh, just sort of like state of the franchise right now, where they are, what's going on. Time for talk is over. That was a theme from them this week. Time to put up or shut up and put up.
Now, last week was that too, by the way. Just saying for the record.
Well, yeah, but Christian Kirk said it. I think Trevor said it.
I gotcha.
And Dougie said it.
Well, hopefully Nico Collins strained something in pregame warmups. And if that's the case, you feel free to take Jonathan Taylor next week at the Breakfast Bowl, okay? And let's start a little string. Let's get this going, Tone. Come on. All right, we got Tommy Mack coming in with us tomorrow. He's going to be highly opinionated and spirited. D-Rock, always good to see you. We will enjoy your company next Thursday.
You're darn right you will.
All right, we will.
Thank you.
We will.
You will.
You know what? I do enjoy your company. All right. For Mike DeRocco, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark, I'm Mike Dempsey. Stick around. Surprise! It's Helmets and Heels next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.